China has long been the land of superlatives, record-breaking bridges, futuristic cities rising from nothing, and awe-inspiring feats of engineering. But what happens when this era of relentless ambition grinds to a halt? Is this the end of China's megaproject dominance? From skyscrapers brushing the heavens to ghost cities haunting the landscape, we'll explore how an economic crisis is reshaping the dream of building bigger, faster, and higher. Are these colossal projects a thing of the past, or is there another twist in the tale? Let's find out. In the breathtaking mountainous province of Guizhou, southern China, a monumental engineering marvel is taking shape. The Huajiang Bridge stretches its massive frame 625 meters above the ground, quite literally flirting with the clouds. When inaugurated in 2025, this colossal structure will claim the title of the world's highest bridge, a testament to China's continued ambition in infrastructure development. Nearly 3 kilometers in total length, this suspension bridge will span the Bian River, supported by 2 main towers exceeding 200 meters in height. These massive piers will bear the weight of 2 enormous cables, each weighing approximately 9,000 tons. The main span between the 2 towers will reach 1,420 meters. Impressive, though not a world record. The world's longest suspension bridge span currently belongs to Turkey's Canal 1915 Bridge, completed in 2022. This magnificent structure connects Europe to Asia across the Dardanelles Strait with its 2,023-meter span. This achievement dethroned Japan's Takahashi Strait Bridge, which had held the record since 1998 with its 1,091-meter central span. While China may not hold this particular record, the Huajiang Bridge represents something perhaps more significant, a fascinating contradiction in China's economic landscape. The crisis gripping China's real estate sector is embodied by the country's largest developer, Evergrande. After defaulting on payments in 2021, Evergrande had accumulated over 300 billion euros in debt, exceeding the entire 2023 GDP of Portugal, 287 billion euros. This financial house of cards eventually collapsed, with the company placed in liquidation at the beginning of 2024. Another major casualty is Country Garden, a developer whose ambitious projects symbolize the construction frenzy that swept across China and beyond its borders. One need only look to the Strait of Johor in Malaysia to witness this folly. Here, Country Garden and partners embarked on creating Forest City, a futuristic 300-hectare metropolis built on an artificial island, despite catastrophic environmental costs. 5 years after its opening, this vision of urban utopia stands as a hollow shell, with just 10% of accommodations occupied. Construction has stalled completely, transforming what was meant to be a vibrant community into a desolate ghost town. The project's failure stems partly from its prohibitive costs, approximately $230,000 for a modest 70-square-meter apartment in a country where average monthly salaries hover around $730. This fiasco represents a devastating blow for Country Garden, the majority shareholder in this $100 billion project, now teetering on the edge of liquidation after halting repayments to its Chinese creditors. Behind the impressive facades of China's construction projects lies a troubling reality, a real estate sector in crisis that threatens to drag down the entire economy. This situation seems paradoxical for a nation that has been an economic powerhouse for decades, displaying remarkable growth and becoming the world's second-largest economy behind the United States. China's economic transformation fundamentally changed the lifestyle of its 1.4 billion citizens, triggering a massive urbanization movement. In 2017 alone, China recorded 20 million more urban dwellers, according to official figures from the Sixth Nobel Agency. This urban explosion necessitated the rapid construction of millions of housing units, elevating the construction sector to a vital economic pillar. However, several factors have undermined the real estate market's stability, including the COVID crisis and regulatory measures implemented by the Chinese government to address financial risk, particularly by restricting bank loans to over-leveraged developers. These policies pushed several industry giants to the brink of bankruptcy, creating ripple effects throughout the economy. The severity of China's real estate crisis is reflected in sobering statistics. Between April 2023 and April 2024, new property prices fell by 3.5%, while prices for existing properties plummeted by 6.8%, reaching a record decline in March 2024. Perhaps most alarming is the inventory of unsold properties, which has ballooned to 748 million square meters, 6 times the entire built stock of Paris Intramuros in 2018, according to data from the Parisian Urban Planning Workshop. This massive oversupply represents both a crisis and an opportunity for Chinese authorities seeking to restore buyer confidence. In May 2024, the government unveiled an unprecedented rescue plan to repurchase empty apartments and idle construction sites for conversion into social housing. The most extraordinary example is Xiong'an, which transformed from a fishing village of 30,000 inhabitants in 1981 into a global technology hub. This metamorphosis, driven by President Deng Xiaoping's vision, occurred at breathtaking speed. Today, Shenzhen houses nearly 20 million people and stands as one of China's most significant economic centers. This precedent offers hope that current megaprojects might overcome their challenges, given sufficient political will and economic stability. Perhaps the most ambitious project currently underway is Xiong'an, a colossal megacity championed by President Xi Jinping himself. Spanning an area of 2,000 square kilometers, 20 times the size of Paris, this new urban center is designed to alleviate congestion in Beijing, which currently houses 21 million residents. Xiong'an aims to accommodate 6 million inhabitants by 2035, but with strict urban planning regulations that diverge from existing Chinese cities. For instance, skyscrapers will be prohibited, a stark contrast to the vertical development dominating major Chinese metropolises. This restriction aligns with China's 2021 nationwide ban on buildings exceeding 500 meters in height. Despite these limitations, remarkable structures are already emerging, including Shanghai Station, covering 130,000 square meters and ranking as Asia's largest railway terminal. Announced with great fanfare in 2017, Xiong'an will eventually host government institutions, state-owned enterprises, and universities. The vision extends beyond mere infrastructure to create a technologically advanced, ecologically conscious city featuring autonomous vehicles and sustainable design. However, skepticism surrounds these environmental aspirations, as Xiong'an is being built in Hebei province, where Beijing relocated many of its most polluting industries. Critics describe the site as arid and heavily polluted, raising questions about the project's ecological credentials. Another concern involves the technological aspects, which international observers suggest may facilitate increased surveillance of residents, part of a monitoring system expanding throughout China. The project's price tag ranges between 100–300 billion, and despite official deadlines approaching, construction appears behind schedule with investor participation uncertain. While China's real estate troubles paint a concerning picture, the broader economic context offers some reassurance. Though growth has slowed to its lowest rate in nearly 3 decades, China still achieved 5.2% GDP growth in 2023, dramatically outperforming France's sub-1% figure. The government has introduced new economic stimulus measures, including consumer spending incentives designed to counteract the wealth erosion experienced by many households due to falling property values. Furthermore, China continues to excel in strategic infrastructure development globally through its Belt and Road Initiative, formerly known as the New Silk Roads. This massive international investment program ensures China maintains its position at the forefront of global logistics and transportation infrastructure. Whether these measures will successfully address the fundamental issues in the real estate sector remains uncertain, but they demonstrate the government's determination to protect this crucial component of China's economy, which represents approximately 25% of GDP, compared to 11% in France and 18% in the United States.